Hello, Gary. How's yous doing?
I'm great.
Viewers, I didn't see you come in. My name's Henry R. Mockingbird, a.k.a. Ramsey Alley. As you can see, me and Gary have this whole new setup. Unlike last time, when we only had the TV room, and some parts of the review I reviewed in my bedroom, and if you want to check out my last review, Gold Diggers of 1933. Check out the link down in the description down below. Time to join me and Gary for another review. But first, I'm gonna go get a puff cigar.
Why is it called a puff cigar?
Why is it called a puff cigar? Because you puff it all the way down to your old Kentucky home.
I don't have an old Kentucky home. Hey, who's supposed to be pulling the jokes around here?
We both are, Gary.
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot. Anyways, today's movie is a real doozy. And tickled to death, as you should be, that the next movie I'm about to review is a murder mystery movie. The second in the series of Vital Vans. Well, I'll talk a little bit about it and the history of this movie. This is the second Vital Van series, played by William Powell. Don't know who William Powell is? Let me fill you in.
William Powell is an actor with a good credit to his name. He made several movies besides Vital Vans. I myself best remember him in the film Great Ziegfeld. But he also played in a whole film series called The Thin Man. Like The Thin Man. After The Thin Man. Another Thin Man, and Song of Thin Man.
Let's stop wasting time and get to the review.
Well, the plot is, the film opens with a dog show. One of the contestants is Vital Vance, played by William Powell. Another contender is played by Mary Astaire, who plays Helen Lake, who's the niece of Archie Coe, who happens to have a brother who pretty much despises him, and who's played by Frank Conroy, who reads mystery stories. Then another character is Sir Thomas, played by Paul, what's his name? The name escapes me. Who's the love interest to Mary Astaire. Character Helen Lake, and Sir Thomas and Helen Lake find Sir Thomas's dog dead in the alley. Wait. Now what? One of the main rules about having a movie with a murderer in it is that you can kill as many people as you want, but you never kill a pet. It's about as disturbing as this. Oh, I get you there, buddy. Rest in peace, Molly. Anyways, let's get back to the review. Archie Coe is in a relationship with a woman, Doris Dietfeld, played by Helen Vinson, who's cheating on Archie Coe with another man. He pretty much walks out on her. When he meets the man, who happens to be very sore. He also happens to be the guy who's selling him his Chinese collection. The name escapes me. Jackie Rui, the name also escapes me. Jack LaRue. When his Chinese cook finds out, he feels that he's being double-crossed, mistreated. He is very upset because his Chinese collection is part of his heritage, his ancestors. Mr. Cote tells him to get out. The next morning, he's found dead in his room. His butler, Gamble, who happens to find him. Everybody thinks Archie Coe committed suicide. Even Sergeant Heath, who's played by Eugene Pallette, thinks he committed suicide. Who is Eugene Pallette? Let me show you. Not be familiar. He was in the Robin Hood film, with Errol Flynn and Olivia Havilland from 1938. Yeah, that guy. Or if you're still not familiar with him, if you're an Abbott and Costello fan, you probably know the movie It Ain't Hay. Yeah, this movie. Everybody thinks Archie Coe committed suicide, until they bring Philo Vance, played by William Powell. After solving a few clues, he has a theory that he did not kill himself, that it was murder. Him is the district attorney, played by Robert McWayne. After the doc makes his examination on Archico's dead body, he discovers that it really wasn't suicide. It was murder. But only one of these suspects is the murderer. Who done it? Wouldn't you like to know? Because that's the question that should be on your mind, is who done it? Was it Archico's brother? Was it Miss Doris Dietfield? Was it Mr. Grass-Eye? Was it the Chinese cook? Was it Helen Lake? Hilda Lake? Was it Sir Thomas? Or did the butler do it? Does it end? What happens next? You'll have to find out for yourself. I think it's quite suspenseful. Like most murder mystery movies, it keeps you wondering who done it until the very end. Well, if you're Tex Avery, then it's who did it. Based on the book by S.S. Van Dyne, S.S. Van Dyne made 12 books of Philo Vance, starting in 1926, with the Benson Murder Case being the first. It was first adapted into a film in 1929, and it started out as a silent film, then got reworked as a sound film, and it was a success. So you know what that means.
Franchise.
The film was titled The Kennel Murder Case, and it did become a franchise. A whole movie series going from 1929 to 1947, with films like The Benson Murder Case, Dragon Murder Case, and Bishop Shop Murder Case. The film had a very good reputation. Film historian Everson announced the film a masterpiece. In 1984, the film was ranked one of the best screen adaptations of a murder mystery novel. The film was ranked in Film and Review magazine, along with the film Green for Danger. The film was directed by Michael Curtis, who did the films Captain Blood, starring Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland, The Adventures of Robin Hood, starring Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland as well. Seawolf, starring Edward G. Robinson. The movie classic Casablanca, which I will review. James Cagney's Yankee Doodle Dandy, and other classics. It was on VHS in 1996 and in 1998 and again in 1999. It was also a DVD in 2017 and in 2018. About the rest of the movie, I forgot to mention I made a mistake. Remember when I said it was the second in the series? Well, I was wrong. It was the fifth.
You goofed.
I know, but first let's talk about the characters. First, there's Silo Vance, who's smart, witty, and clever. He also the first one to assume that he wasn't killed, he was murdered. And then there's Sergeant Heath, who would mostly bundle in the case until taking most of the credit after the crime was solved. Jean Paulette's character, Sergeant Heath, is quite humorous. Why, look.
Hello? Come on, Simpkin. Get your feet off the boss's desk and jump down to Grand Central. All right, I get you.
Stairs character, Hilda Lake, who's the first character. She admits that she would have killed him, that Archico, mostly because he got in her way and got in the way of every man she had and scared her. Just like Archico's brother, he pretty much despises him too. Mary Astaire was also in The Maltese Falcon. Ralph Morgan, who plays Archico's secretary. Ralph Morgan was the brother of Frank Morgan, who played the wizard in The Wizard of Oz. Let's talk about Sir Thomas, who's in love with Hilda Lake. When he finds out his dog's missing, he goes looking for him. And when he finds out he's dead, he's really sore. He's furious. He even assumes that Archico did it. And Archico killed his dog. Speaking of Archico, let's talk about the victim. Now, Archico, who's the victim, who was a hateful and vicious man. And like most victims, he gets his comeuppance. Let's talk about Robert McWayne, who plays the district attorney. He plays a good side character. Robert McWayne also starred in 42nd Street as Jones, alongside the actor Ned Sparks, who played Barry. Let's talk about the Chinese cook James Lee. That's James Lee with 2 E's. Most old movies, Chinese cooks. This one is quite educated. And believe it or not, the actor who plays him is Asian. Now that may not sound like much now, but back then it was very uncommon. A lot of other movies, like Mickey Rooney at Breakfast at Tiffany's, would just have another actor wearing Asian makeup. But this movie actually has an Asian actor playing an Asian character, and he doesn't talk in a racist way at all. And he actually talks like a regular Asian person. So what can I say? Listen,
Mr. Cole, we have served our purpose, these priceless treasures and I. I overheard Mr. Reed saying you were preparing to sell this whole collection.
let's talk about the music. Now, there's not much music on the soundtrack, other than the opening, but not having music makes it suspenseful. But what are the downs of the film? Well, to be honest, there aren't any, again. It's a pretty flawless film. But tune with me and Gary next time when me and Gary review the 1933 Alice in Wonderland. I'm Henry. And I'm Gary. And see you next time. I give the film 5 stars. Push subscribe and push like, and don't forget to leave comment down below.